everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a review on the Urban Decay Stay Naked Quickie Concealer. If you do want to see a review and a demo, then please keep watching. As a huge favor, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and comment anything down below. I greatly appreciate it. I read all the comments and I'll do my best to reply back. This concealer retails for $33 on Urban Decay's website, Sephora, and Ulta Beauty. I went into my local Ulta Beauty. I purchased the shade in 60NN. I wasn't sure what shade I was. I did take a picture of the display. I'll insert it right here so you can see. They didn't have a lot of the testers out. I'm not sure why. This is a new product, which was weird, but anyways. I do want to read a little bit about this concealer on Ulta's website. Urban Decay Quickie 24-hour multi-use hydrating full coverage concealer is a dual-ended concealer infused with vitamin E that gives you all-day hydration and a natural skin-like finish. Here's a closer look on what the packaging looks like. Up at the top it says Urban Decay. Underneath that it says Stay Naked Quickie up to 24-hour wear multi-use concealer. Underneath that it says vegan formula. You get 16.4 milliliters of product or 0.55 fluid ounces. On this side of the packaging it gives you some details on how to use it. On the other side you have a little description: up to 24-hour long wear, waterproof and transfer resistant. That's interesting. Underneath that it says quick fix full coverage, retouch, conceal, brighten and blend. It's a lightweight formula and it's vitamin E infused. And then on the back you have the list of ingredients. Down at the bottom it states it has a 6-month shelf life and it was made in the USA. Up at the top you have the shade name and number printed. This shade is in 60NN medium dark neutral neutral. Here's what the actual tube looks like. It says Stay Naked Quickie Concealer. It says Urban Decay up at the top. And then down at the bottom you have the shade name printed. I don't know if this is a brush or a sponge. This is definitely a brush. Feels really nice. Here's what the doe foot applicator looks like. 60NN Tan Deep Neutral is described as medium to deep skin with neutral undertones. I think this shade might be a little bit too light for me. Let's blend it out with the brush. That's actually not too bad. I think the brush did a good job of blending out the concealer. I'm gonna dip back in for more product. I'm gonna apply some to my skin. I mainly wanna focus it where my hyperpigmentation is. I don't have any moisturizer on. I just finished cleansing my skin. So we'll see if this is transfer resistant, waterproof. This shade is looking a little bit too light for me. Hopefully it oxidizes. I'm gonna let this sit on my skin for a little bit, then we'll blend it out. In the meantime, I wanna try out this new mascara from Maybelline. This retails for $9.99. I purchased mine in the shade 170 Blackest Black. This is called the Falsy Surreal Extensions Mascara. It's supposed to have 36% length. You get 0.33 fluid ounces or 10 milliliters of product. I love how her lashes look down at the bottom. Here's what the back looks like if you're interested. This has a 6-month shelf life and it was made in the USA. Here's what the mascara tube looks like. I love this color. As you all know, I love anything purple. Here's what the back looks like. Here's what the wand looks like. It's big and fluffy. Hopefully the formula is good. Let's do one coat. Here's what one coat looks like compared to the other side. So far so good. Let's apply a second coat. Here's what 2 coats looks like. Again, not too bad. I'm gonna apply 1 coat on this eye. Here's what 1 coat looks like compared to 2 coats. I'm gonna even it out with a second coat. I'm gonna apply some to my bottom lashes. Here's what the mascara looks like. I'm loving this new Maybelline mascara. We'll see how it wears throughout my day. If it flakes or anything, I'll let you guys know. It's way better than the L'Oreal Telescopic new mascara, which was super complex in my opinion. This was very easy to apply. Anyways, let's blend out the concealer. Hopefully this didn't dry down on me all the way, but it's fine if it did. Let's see about the coverage. Okay, it's blending out. I like that. You can see a little bit of my hyperpigmentation peeking through, but that's fine. It's blending out very nicely. I like that. Here's what the concealer looks like blended out. I know it looks a little bit too light on me. On the back of my hand, it did kind of oxidize to my skin tone, so that's what I'm hoping that this shade would do. I think with foundation and blush and everything, I think it'll be fine. My first impression of the concealer is that I don't think it's full coverage. It's definitely a true medium. I don't want to apply more product because it's my first time applying this concealer. I don't want it to look too cakey, but tomorrow we'll apply a second coat to see if it's buildable. Here's a fresh swatch of what the shade in 60 NN looks like. Wow. It oxidized quite a bit. Let me blend this out so you can see. Here's what it looks like freshly swatched and blended out, and then here's what it looks like dried down. This matches my skin tone perfectly. I just don't like how light it looks when you first apply it. I will check back in at the end of the night to see how the concealer wears, and I will see you then. Hey guys, it is the end of the night of me testing out the Urban Decay Stay Naked Quickie Concealer. Here's how it wore throughout my day. I wanted the concealer to oxidize a little bit more. I'm a little bit shiny. I do have a blotting paper here. Let's see how much product comes off. I don't know why I'm doing this on my forehead when clearly I didn't put any product on my forehead. I don't know. It's just my oils. You guys can probably tell it's been a day for me. I should have actually used another blotting tissue. Here's how much oil came off on the blotting paper. Here's what my skin looks like after I blotted. It claimed to be transfer resistant, but as you can see, some of the concealer came off. You can see a little bit of my redness peeking through. I'm not sure why they claim it's transfer resistant. We didn't set the concealer with any setting powder or any setting spray. It could just be my oils, but I do want to see if there's any transfer. There is some transfer on my fingertips. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. Here's what this side of my face looks like after I touched it. You can clearly see that there's an indentation there. I don't know how transfer resistant this concealer is. It could just be my oils peeking through. As for the mascara, I really do like it for my top lashes. I don't like how on my bottom lashes, I think it flaked off a little bit. You can see a little bit of the mascara down there. I will be testing out the mascara again, maybe tomorrow with you guys on camera. I'll just apply it to my top lashes and we'll apply a different mascara on my bottom lashes. I will check back in tomorrow for day 2 and I will see you then. Hey guys, it is the next day of me testing out the Urban Decay Stay Naked Quickie Concealer. Today I'm going to be applying all of my makeup products. I already primed and moisturized my skin. For moisturizer, I went in with the Belief True Cream Aqua Bomb. For primer, I applied the One Size Secure the Blur Primer. Today I want to see if we can build up the concealer. I'm going to let that sit on my skin for a little bit. In the meantime, I'm going to be applying the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation in the shade Toasty Toffee. Using a foundation brush, I'm going to blend. For brows, I'm going to apply the e.l.f. Wow Brow in the shade Neutral Brown. Using a damp beauty blender, I'm going to blend out the concealer. Here's what one layer of the concealer looks like paired with the foundation. Again, you can see a little bit of my hyperpigmentation peeking through. I'm going to apply a second layer. Again, I'm going to let that sit on my skin for a little bit. I'm going to set my face with the Too Faced Peach Perfect Setting Powder. For bronzer, I'm going to apply the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Bronzer in the shade 350 Medium. This is my favorite bronzer. I have high-end bronzers, but I just keep going back to this one. Going back in with my damp beauty blender, I'm going to blend out the concealer. Here's what 2 layers of the concealer looks like blended out. I don't think this concealer is buildable. Again, you can see my hyperpigmentation peeking through. That's disappointing. I'm going to set the concealer with the Too Faced Peach Perfect Setting Powder. Here's what the concealer looks like set with setting powder. For blush, I'm going to apply the House Labs Color Fused Blush in the shade Hibiscus Haze. For mascara, I'm going to apply the Maybelline The Falsies Surreal Mascara. I'm just going to be applying this to my upper lashes. For my bottom lashes, I'm going to apply the L'Oreal Voluminous Original Mascara. I didn't like how my bottom mascara was smudging at the end of the day. I think it was the Maybelline mascara, but we shall see. For lips, I'm going to apply the NYX Fat Oil Lip Drip in the shade Follow Back. Here's what everything looks like. I will check back in at the end of the night to see how everything wears, and I will see you then. Hey guys, it is the end of the night of me testing out the Urban Decay Stay Naked Quickie Concealer. Here's how my makeup wore throughout the day. I'm extremely oily towards the end of the night. I've been at home all day in a controlled environment. I have a blotting paper. Again, I'm not sure why I'm starting on my forehead. Using a new blotting paper, let's put this over the concealer. Let's see how much transfer we get. Here's how much product came off on the blotting tissue. Here's what my skin looks like after I blotted. Again, a little bit of the concealer is missing. You can see a little bit of my hyperpigmentation peeking through versus this side where I'm extremely shiny. Here's what it looks like side by side. I don't like how the concealer performed throughout my day. I still have a couple of more days to test out the concealer. I will check back in at the end of the week for my final thoughts, and I will see you then. Hey guys, it is the end of the week of me testing out the Stay Naked Quickie Concealer. My final thoughts on this concealer is that I don't like it. I don't like how it blends out using the brush. I'm gonna insert a clip so you can see what I'm talking about. Hey guys, it is the end of the week. I wanna show you how the brush blends out the concealer once more. The brush does leave some brush marks, and I don't like how that looks. I let the concealer dry down on my skin for a little bit, that way I can get full coverage from the concealer. I'm doing a tapping motion, I'm not doing a swiping motion. I'm not a huge fan of it on how it blends out, because again, it leaves these brush marks. I have to go back in and use a beauty blender to even everything out, which is kind of a hassle. Here's what the concealer looks like blended out using the brush. As you can see, there's some brush marks here. Same thing on this side. Taking a damp beauty blender, I have to go back in and blend everything out once again. I rather just use my dampened beauty blender than use the brush on top of the concealer. Here's what it looks like blended out using my dampened beauty blender. Using the beauty blender, it did remove some of the coverage, and you can see my hyperpigmentation peeking through, which is totally fine. I can apply a second layer. I just wanted to show you how the brush blended out. Now let's get back to the video. I don't like that Urban Decay added a brush up at the top. I don't think it's necessary. I definitely prefer blending it out using my dampened beauty blender. I don't like the formula. It's not full coverage. It's definitely a true medium coverage. I love the doe foot applicator, and I like how much product comes off on the applicator. This will oxidize, that means it will dry down darker. I like how lightweight the formula is, but again, it's not full coverage. It will transfer after you set it with setting spray and setting powder. I think it's because I have oily skin. If you have dry or combination skin, I think this might work for you. I don't like the undertones of this concealer. This is neutral neutral. The next shade is 60 WO, medium dark warm orange. I'm not sure who's warm and who's orange. The next shade is 70 NN, dark neutral, which would be a little bit too deep for my skin tone. I wish Urban Decay had something in between, like a cool undertone or maybe like a yellow neutral undertone. Something like that I feel is missing. I currently have the concealer on. I think it looks fine with all of my makeup products. I think on its own as a spot corrector, I won't be able to use it because it would be a little bit too bright for me. Let me know in the comments down below if you've tried this concealer. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe. I will see you guys in my next video.